Yeah, sure thing.
Hey, you sold that car yet?
Yeah, sold it to Carvana.
Oh, I thought you were selling to that guy.
The guy who wanted to pay me in foreign currency, no interest, over 36 months? Yeah, no. Carvana gave me an offer in minutes, picked it up, and paid me on the spot. It was so convenient.
Just like that.
Yep.
No hassle.
None.
That is super convenient.
Sell your car to Carvana and swap hassle for convenience. Pickup fees may apply.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Get an expert now on TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service, real-time updates only in iOS mobile apps. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.
This is Scoot from the Cleveland Sports Fan Network, here to tell you about our new lineup for the rest of 2021 and beyond. We still have your favorites like Oshimita and the Fan on Mondays, our flagship show, the Cleveland Sports Fan, on Tuesdays. Wednesday has the Burley Gunner Show. Thursday is the Four Chubs, a roundtable show hosted by Burley Gunner. And on Friday, Pit Road News, a NASCAR, F1, and IndyCar talk show hosted by Scoot, the Cleveland sports fan himself. New episodes every day at 6 a.m. Eastern. Visit us at redcircle.com/Cleveland-sport-fan.
Welcome to the law firm of Davis and Davis. We're not a real law firm.
Go ahead, grab a beer, a glass of wine, sit back and listen.
So we're supposed to talk about the Breakfast Club today.
I hear a butt in there somewhere.
I didn't take notes because I have not felt well.
Oh. I mean, I actually did the homework and you didn't. Weird.
I know. How's that? I mean, usually it's the other way around.
Mm-hmm. Well, usually I only have like an hour to do it, so.
I did, before we get into this, come up with this thing. Like, there's 4 weeks in a month, you know?
Usually, yes.
I think we should 1 week do a movie review.
Oh, okay.
1 week do a not a review, but we have to come up with a place that we want to go and discuss what goes on at that place and all that stuff. You know, kind of like we did the vacation thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Which was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to limit it to just Ohio.
Okay.
But that takes 2 weeks. And then the other 2 weeks we just leave open and talk about whatever we decide to talk about.
Okay.
But at least then, every month, you know, the listeners get a movie review.
Mm-hmm. A place review.
And a place review.
And possibly even a deep dive into a song or something like that. Who knows?
There's that. Well, the place review thing, what I was really thinking about doing with it was it would kind of be, we would have to go purchase an alcoholic beverage that we've never had before and try that live on the show before we discuss our other thing.
I mean, like tonight, I've never tried this bourbon and now I are drinking it.
And I've never had the Devil's Cut before, so.
Oh, you actually bought that on my recommendation.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you had it like
about a month ago.
About a month ago. And you said that it was extremely good, and I noticed that the price it's actually reasonable.
It's a very reasonable bourbon, and like I say, that's one that I consider a mixer. I mean, yeah, you can drink it straight, and it's okay. It's but it's a great mixer bourbon.
Yeah, it's got a really, really good flavor to it, and it mixes very well with both Coke and
ginger ale.
And ginger ale. The Coke was a little bit sweeter than I like, but the ginger ale.
I always got to go for diet, like usually a Diet Pepsi, because it's even less sweet than Diet Coke.
That's Now, have you tried Gentleman's Jack yet? I know that's more of a whiskey instead of a bourbon, but
no, Jack Daniel's is actually considered a bourbon, if I recall.
I don't know if it is. I got a bottle over there. I'll check it out when I go to the bathroom.
Is Jack Daniel's considered a bourbon? It is not. You are correct. It is a Tennessee whiskey. There you go. There you go.
Have you tried Gentleman's Jack yet?
I don't think so.
I think it was $65 a bottle.
Probably why not?
Over at Hall's. And it was so smooth. I would not mix it with anything.
Yeah.
All right. So like next week should be like a free-for-all show. We just do what we want. And then the week after that, we've got to review a movie. So over the next week, think about a movie.
Okay.
Either new that's coming out or something that's recent or even something that's old. Don't really care. People will get the review.
Yes. I mean, are you planning on going and seeing the new Spider-Man movie that's out now?
Probably not. I'm not a Spider-Man fan.
Okay. I'm not gonna hate on anybody for that. I just it's just a cool that it brings together all the other Spider-Mans into one place, and it really blew me away as to how good, because I had very low expectations and it blew me away.
Okay, so I am kind of interested in it because of the TV commercial that they did, which really got me thinking. And I don't know if you've seen the TV commercial where Spider-Man's like, I've got to go save my name. And he steps out of a hotel room and there's no buildings around and he shoots his web and it just kind of shoots out into a field. And it got me thinking, man, Spider-Man really can only survive in a city.
Yeah, like a big city. Yeah.
It's a funny commercial. I can't remember if it's a Geico or what, but it's funny. But I could swing it. I could swing a Spider-Man.
We'll pick an oldie, like a real oldie, maybe. Who knows?
Ooh.
Go through the DVD collection, see what I got in there, hiding in the background. Let's see. If I recall, you're not a huge MCU fan, correct?
MCU?
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, MCU. I get you now. No, I like Marvel.
Okay.
I like DC. I'm kind of caught in the middle. I loved the Batman series.
Wait, are you talking about Nolan's?
No.
With Christian Bale?
No, I've liked all of the Batman movies. I'm still one of the original fans.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I remember the Michael Keaton one that came out, and I do love that movie. That one was
extremely well shot.
Yeah. When you got into Val Kilmer and the Batman suits with the nipples, it was getting a little bad at that point.
The Batman suits with the nipples.
Bat nipples. The bat nipples were bad. And I just absolutely love the Christian Bale trilogy. I really
Christian Bale was great.
That one was just, and that is kind of my biggest problem with DC is it's so not real. I mean, you've got Superman who's basically God, like nobody can beat him. So it's like, yeah, it's just, what's the point? But the Christian Bale Batman series felt so like attainable, I guess. Like that, I could see that shit happening in, Gotham, Chicago, wherever the fuck, So yeah, I absolutely love that series, and I didn't mind. I've seen Ben
Affleck's.
And I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it at all.
I have not watched Ben Affleck's yet. I heard it's not bad.
Yeah.
My favorite is still probably Christian Bale with Heath Ledger.
Oh God, yeah. That is such a perfect movie.
I loved Jack Nicholson's interpretation of the Joker.
Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to the new one coming out with the dude that was in the Sparkle Vampire. What the fuck's his name?
I know what you're talking about. I've seen some of the screenshots and all. Didn't the makeup remind you of the Heath Ledger Joker?
Well, you got the Riddler, I believe, to be the main villain in this next one.
Yes.
My only big thing is the lady playing Catwoman. Oh man, I'm having few brain cells tonight. I can't.
If
remember.
it is not Halle Berry, it
is not.
Count.
It is. Oh God damn it! What's her name? Oh Christ, I can't remember now. I don't know.
Wow, I should do a deep dive into Halle Berry.
Phrasing?
Huh?
Phrasing?
I mean, have you seen the Caesar commercials she's in?
No.
She's doing these commercials for Caesar's where she's dressed up as Aphrodite. And
Caesar's what? Casino, pizza, what are you talking about?
It's Caesar's Casino, and they are they use who is that? The actor that plays Caesar is a black comedian who I've done like 10 shows with down here in Houston, and I can't remember his name, but his fake wife or his wife in the commercial is Halle Berry, and she's dressed up in like an Aphrodite outfit with I swear to God, that woman's 50 years old and
Still
looks like she's 25 in that. Here, let me see if I can find a screenshot of it.
Here we go. Slays as Cleopatra in New Caesar's Sportsbook ad.
Oh, you found it?
Just on my phone real quick. And we're back again. We've been talking, and y'all didn't get a damn bit of it. So
we
were talking about what we wanted to talk about in this film. The fact that I did the homework, he did not. He has got the 25th anniversary edition, which has got a bunch of trivia, which I don't know if mine has or has not. You were giving information about this was supposed to be John Hughes' first film. So go
Yes,
from there.
this was actually supposed to be his debut. But he got 16 candles before he could do this. And what was cool about that was that he did 16 candles, and that was where he met Molly Ringwald. And so Molly Ringwald and Anthony Michael Hall were brought in from 16 Candles to do Breakfast Club. Judd Nelson was the last person cast.
Oh, really?
For this show or for this movie. John Hughes' directing style was very interesting. Actually, John Hughes' directing style, I like. I
do too.
Find it to be something very close to what I like to do when I direct, and it has to do with a lot of improv. Like the entire dream sequence was all improv. Where's that? It's at the it's when right before they all fall asleep and the teacher walks in and asks them if they have to go to the lavatory. So that whole sequence was all ad-libbed.
Of them just falling asleep, you mean?
Of the stuff that they were doing, playing with the pencils.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I also heard that the big third act where they're all sitting upstairs and explaining
the pot scene.
No, after the pot scene. Where they're
after.
They were all sitting upstairs and they're all talking about why
the elephant.
Yeah. I fucking killed the elephant and everything. I
heard pulled his trunk and the light didn't light up.
Fuck. I heard that that was kind of structured only as an outline, and they mostly kind of improv'd that whole scene. And even like Emilio kind of really went off the books with his stuff, and it got real emotional, which was cool. I mean, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
It was John Hughes' directing style is really based on having the actor. It's almost like a Stanislavski style of acting, where you're asking that actor to live that role. And I mean, Judd Nelson took it to the hilt. Apparently, like the entire time that they were filming, he treated Molly Ringwald like crap.
Oh, jeez.
Hang on. I'm being interrupted.
Well,
I'm being interrupted.
By a wife or a cat?
Well, if you hear the meowing, you know.
Apparently it's the wife.
Let's see. Is she still sitting back there?
Oh, yeah. Just sitting back there chilling like a villain. I see the other one in the kitchen trying to get some treats. Turn on my little heat. Turn off that fan.
Your little heat.
I got a little tiny 500-watt heater for this little room, which is the addition to this house, which is not nearly as well insulated. Not saying that my rest of my house is well insulated. This has got about zero insulation. So I got a little space heater in here.
All right, back to our movie here.
Yes.
Not 16 Candles. The Breakfast Club was released on February 15th, 1985, and made $5,100,000 in the first week.
That's pretty good. And when I think my reaction to that was probably due to the success of 16 Candles, because that was a good movie. I mean, that movie did really well when it came out. It was a little slow to start, but everyone was like, "Oh my god, this thing's freaking hilarious! You gotta go see this damn thing."
Now, as I was saying right before Burke disappeared the last time, the Breakfast Club made $51 million worldwide, and I was trying to find whether that number was accurate for when the 25th came out, or if that number was accurate and as for like up to this point now.
I would imagine it was probably as of the 25th anniversary edition would be my guess.
That's what I'm guessing, but IMDb states that that's how much it's made worldwide as of this moment. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. Because movies make money.
Oh, well past their expiration date. Yeah.
Well past the point in time that we all die.
Yes.
We had started talking about the beginning of the well, we talked about a couple of places in the film, but let's start at the beginning. Let's just start at the beginning.
You mentioned the opening credits with the quote from David Bowie.
Not just the quotes from David Bowie, but probably the most popular movie song ever made.
Don't you forget about me.
Exactly.
She suggested that also.
Exactly.
Wow, I did not know that.
Ali Sheedy was the one who brought the David Bowie quote to John Hughes.
And these children that you spit on as they try to change their ways are immune to your consultations. They're quite aware of what they're going through.
Exactly. Now here's what I was talking about John Hughes's ways that he directed, and he liked to get what we call method actors, or actors that Stanislavski was huge on actors living the role. That
Marlon Brando being a good example of that, where he would live as that character and before he did the role.
Judd Nelson was he had quit college and started tootling under an actress, and I cannot remember her name. It's Stella something. I can't remember off the top of my head. Anyways, she was huge into the Stanislavski style of acting, the method acting, and he took it to the hilt. He essentially picked on Molly Ringwald even when the cameras weren't rolling, and this is how do you say it? Method acting is one of my favorites to work with because they really get into it, but they're also the most annoying.
Yeah, because you can't talk to the person; you have to talk to the character.
Right.
And the character may not be nice.
Correct.
And the actor may be a fabulous person, and you just don't know.
Correct. So, opening credits. Here's another piece of trivia that I must give to you.
Please do.
Michael Anthony Hall.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning of the movie, all of the students are arriving at detention, Saturday detention. And what was very interesting, what was very telling, was all of them except for Bender, Judd Nelson's character, showed up with their parents. Bender came by himself.
This is true. Yes.
And this was it totally symbolized the fact that he was on his own. The other thing that you figured out real quick with the Bender walking in, Ali Sheedy's father almost hits him with the Cadillac.
Yes.
And he doesn't even flinch. So you automatically know who the antagonist is in the movie. Secondly, Michael Anthony Hall, the scene in the car.
Isn't that his real mom?
Real mother.
Yes.
And it's his real sister.
His sister? Oh, cool. Okay.
Then I have a little bit more trivia towards the end. I'll tell you about that.
Fair enough.
At the end. But yes, it was his real mother and his real sister
that's awesome.
That were in the car. You go in there and use the what was it? You go in there and use the time wisely.
We're not supposed to do anything, Mom. Well, you go find a way to study, mister. Yeah. All right. This is not doing anything for my fucking diet. I am on a Biggest Loser challenge at work. Since last week, I've gone down 7 pounds. This ain't helping, but fuck it. We have to do this for the vast masses that listen to it.
All three of them.
Yes. All right. So I took some notes like I was supposed to of how this movie applies to my life or things that I found. I don't know. I'm going through it and I'm watching. I'm like, I mean, my very first note at the 8-minute mark is Ali Sheedy biting her fingernails, which I did incessantly until, after college, and got a job at a restaurant, and the guy was like, "You don't do that. You fucking trim your nails like a real human being." I'm like, "Oh, I guess that's what we're supposed to do. Okay, I'll do that," and I've done that ever since. Trivial, but it applied to me.
So are you saying that you most relate to Ali Sheedy?
No, I'm just saying that particular, like that moment, I was like, oh God, that was me. I was, I fucking bit my toenails when I was younger because I could actually get my toenails. I was a gross individual when I was young.
A gross. Oh, that's a movie we need to talk about.
Gross Point Blank.
Yes.
It's a great film.
That's a great film. Perfect film. Oh, okay. I can't relate yet.
It's all right.
I can't relate. I don't relate until we get to the elephant. So.
Oh, okay. Well, at the 9:50 mark, Bender starts. He's just bored and he's sitting there going, nah, 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 nah. It's like, I knew Sunshine of Your Love before I even got into high school. I owned Disraeli Gears on vinyl with its, I knew Clapton and I knew Cream from years ago. So I was like, I get that. I understand where he's coming from. and one of my favorite quotes that I will quote to this day is Bender when he undoes the door, sits down. Vernon comes into the office. They go, "What happened to that fucking door?" He's like, "Screws fall out all the time. The world's an imperfect place." I use that quote constantly. I love that quote.
What was okay, we are very close to the moment in time that I relate to, and it is Emilio Estevez.
Mm-hmm.
and Bender. Well, actually, it's Emilio Estevez, Bender, and Anthony Michael Hall's character. Are talking about. Well, Bender looks at him and says that he wants to be just like him. I figure all I need is a lobotomy and some tights. I use this line all the time. And then
you wear tights? No, I wear the required
uniform. Tights.
And a great bit of comedic acting on his part. He takes that pause and goes, tights? Shut up.
I will be sitting in a board meeting or something, and I will all of a sudden just say tights. And people don't get it. I'm like, go watch Breakfast Club and you'll understand.
Now there is a Michael Anthony Hall moment where it might be before they fall asleep. I can't remember. It's the 21-minute mark, 21:24, where he's just sitting there and random boner just pops
Oh
up.
God, that was the. Yes, he was watching Molly Ringwald or something.
And honestly, oh my God, in 8th grade science class, I don't know if it was just the time of day. I have no fucking clue. All of a sudden, it was like, I've got a piece of fucking obsidian rock in my pants. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It's like, this is not there's nothing sexual going on in fucking science class. Nothing. But it was time for, yeah. Hello, Mr. Happy. How have you been? Oh, I'm pissed off. Okay, you're all nasty. Okay, whatever. So yeah, went through that whole fucking thing. Oh God. Ali Sheedy looking at an album cover. Do you remember what album it was? The 37-minute mark. Yes. Do you remember which Prince album it was? I mean, there's only a couple out by that time, but
was it Purple Rain?
Mm-mm.
It was after Purple Rain.
Yeah. It was before Purple Rain. It was the 1999 album.
Okay. I knew, it's kind of funny because I was just sitting here watching Breakfast Club, and that was the scene that I pulled away or paused. Because I was like, man, that's Prince. That's Prince.
Yeah.
And what was it? That was right before they ate, or right after they ate.
Close, yeah, somewhere in there, yeah.
It was really close to there, and one of the trivia notes came up that the Happy Foods bag that Emilio Estevez pulls all of his food out of is an actual store in Chicago.
Oh God, that's awesome. Now that album was the very first CD that I ever owned. First time I ever got a CD player. The 1999 album was the very first CD I ever owned, and from start to finish, that is a great goddamn. All the side songs are as good, if not slightly better than the popular songs. I love that album.
Okay. What was my first CD? My first CD was Def Leppard.
Pyromania?
Pyromania, Def Leppard.
Yep.
So everyone knows ahead of time, yes, I have every album Def Leppard ever came out with. I have every album that Bon Jovi ever came out with.
Yeah, okay. You and my wife would get along quite well in that aspect.
Well, that kind of makes sense because Bon Jovi looks better than you and I put together.
Not anymore. I'll tell you what, a couple of years ago, he looked awesome, and now he's starting to look like us.
No, nobody looks like us.
I don't know, man. Kind of like his portrait of Dorian Gray in his attic got exposed to sunlight or something. I don't know what happened. But anyway.
Okay. So back to the movie. We were at the
We were right
the
before
point.
the lunch scene because the next item is the lunch scene.
Okay.
Sushi. I
Yes.
felt like I was the only person in 1985 that either A, knew of, or B, had partaken in sushi. My dad hooked me up because my dad lives in California as of, let's see, they split in 1975 and he moved out to California. And so I would go visit him every year out in California. And he was like, let's go get some food. Okay, great. We're in downtown LA somewhere. And he's like, let's go get some sushi. I'm like, it's sushi. And he's like, it's raw fish. I'm like, are you fucking serious? And he's like, yeah, it's good. It's sweet. It's tender. It's tasty. All right. So I'm like trying sushi back in, the 70s. And how many people like today that actually had sushi in the 70s? And it was amazing. I was like kind of taken by it. So yeah, when she's like whipping out the sushi for lunch, I'm like, fuck yeah. I mean, I can't see raw fish sitting from like 7 a.m. to noon, but yeah, we'll roll with it. It's a movie. It's suspension of disbelief. But yeah, totally digging the sushi.
All right. Hang on for a second.
Recording in progress.
Oh, so I tried to eat a piece of chicken. That was stupid.
Too salty.
Too crunchy.
I feel your pain. I have, like, about every 6 months, I will go through this phase where I get nothing but, not all, canker sores.
Oh, yeah.
All throughout my mouth, to the point where it's almost impossible to talk. Like, I want to call off work. They're so bad. Have you tried mixing about 50% water and 50% hydrogen peroxide and switching that around for a little while? Because that seems to promote the healing.
Well, I actually bought a mouthwash called Peroxyl.
Yes.
It was what my doctor told me to get.
So I think that's got both alcohol and peroxide, which is a good combo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say this. The ulcers, well, a canker sore is an ulcer. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I have them on my tongue and on the inside of my lips. Usually when I get the canker sores, they're just on the inside of my lips.
I've gotten them on my vocal cords before, and that's fucking miserable.
This is downright miserable. I have had like 10 people call me or that I was supposed to call back, and I just haven't done it. I mean, I'm not even sending text messages because it's like,
I don't want to talk to you because I can't talk.
I don't want to talk. Yeah. And, okay, I'm going to tell you how bad this got. I actually interviewed for a job this morning. And the lady halfway through the interview asked me if I was drunk.
No, I have canker sores from hell.
Don't think I'm getting that job.
Please tell me it wasn't the Cleveland area job.
No.
Okay.
No. Anyways, back to our...
yes.
Am I
we talked
recording?
about sushi, and it's and there. I have yet to meet a sushi I don't like, which freaks people out because I will eat the ones with like the octopus legs and the little suckers. And granted, it's a little tough to chew, but I like it. I like it all.
Let's see here. Korshak. The bag
Yes.
that she carried her thing in was a Stanley Korshak bag.
I don't know of that brand, but do enlighten.
Well, Stanley Korshak sells bridal wear. Bridal shop in Dallas, Texas, in like the most expensive area in the world.
Interesting. Okay.
And I didn't even catch that. Somebody else did. Somebody else that was watching with me said, "Oh my gosh, that's a Stanley Korshak bag."
Was it a girl?
Yes. And it wasn't a cat.
All right. So,
All right, what do you got next?
at the 45-minute mark, when they all go through the hallways to Bender's locker.
When they are running, okay. Yes.
No. They're just, no, this is pre-running. This
Okay.
is when they first go to pick up Bender's stash. I love the fact that there's like all this shit you have to go through to get to his stash. In high school, I used to sell caffeine pills, these 20/20s or 50/50s or whatever. We would get somebody to buy these things, and I would sell them at in high school as basically cheap speed. And I had a book from home that I had hollowed out and glued the pages together, so I had a place to stash my drugs. And that brought back memories of high school where like I gotta hide my drugs somehow. So, yeah, that was a good one. I mean, I love the
Burke's
fucking
getting
axe coming
arrested
down.
for selling caffeine pills.
Oh, I'm sure that I'm sure nothing horrible would happen. It was, detention and whatever. I was like, whatever.
I love it.
The running through the hallway, I love that. And that's Wang Chung, if I recall, is the song that they are running to.
I do believe you are correct on that. Before we get to the running, Bender's locker.
Mm-hmm.
You talked about the 3 bags that you had to go through to get to his pot.
Yes.
But it's even more of a gauntlet that you have to go through to get to his pot.
The axe falling when you open the main locker is hilarious. And
the
chops off
guillotine
the
cutting
toe.
off. Yeah, the guillotine cutting off the shoe. Then
Touch
you've
this.
got to get into the upper compartment.
Touch this and you die, fag, I believe is what's written on his locker.
What really, really had me laughing through that whole scene, though, is that he has a box of Champion spark plugs sitting.
I missed that.
In the top of his locker. He pulls the pot out, and you could tell that it was a prop because the box just kind of flies up and flies down. you can tell there was nothing in it, but it's a box of Champion spark plugs. I'm like, there you go.
Probably
All
if you rolled a few, throw them in that box there. What the hell,
Yep.
Alrighty.
You know it.
And so right after that, at the 51 minute mark, when they are running, Michael Anthony Hall is wearing a pair of blue and yellow Nike runners.
Yes.
I owned those shoes in high school.
Okay.
I just, you see that, you're like, oh, fuck. Those were my shoes. Am I a geek? I don't know.
Oh, God. I think I've got to go backwards, though.
Go for it.
Bender is sitting on the the card catalog. And he
Ripping
is
apart
ripping
a
up
book.
a book of Moliere,
Yes.
who is one of my favorite playwrights from that era. But in the discussion with Judd Nelson and Michael Anthony Hall that you can get on the DVD, they talk about how a piece of the book landed on the table next to Molly Ringwald, and it screwed everything up for the scenes after that, because they had to make sure, or every time that they went to do another take, they had to make sure that that piece of the book was there.
Oh God, the piece of the binder, I think.
The piece of the binder that he had ripped off. It was, I mean,
continuity error that they couldn't accept.
It was something that Judd Nelson was saying about it that kind of made me laugh, because
Moliere
I could
really
totally
pumps my nads.
Yeah. But the fact that they were so concerned about that book or that part of the book that landed on, it just cracked me up. All right, so you can go back to your running through the halls.
Alrighty.
All right, so we know that you had a pair of those shoes.
I had a pair of those shoes. Actually, come to think of it, running through the halls does bring back another memory. Our theater in high school was above the cafeteria, and I was dating a gal in high school, and we would like to go up to the theater and have a makeout session. And there were stairways in the very back of the cafeteria that you could go upstairs and get into. And at one point in time, we walked into the theater, and it's all dark except for the ghost light on the stage. And we were kind of laying in one of the aisles and everything. And the assistant principal, who I believe I actually sold a car to later in life, Mr. Bachman, we see the doors open up at the back of the theater, and behind him are glass doors to the outside. So there's blinding light coming in behind him. We are laying on the floor of an aisle, and she points her face down because she has glasses, and I'm wearing I had an army jacket at the time. I had done the play MASH, yeah, and so I'm gonna have this army jacket on, and dead still, not moving a muscle. He cannot see a damn thing. He looks around, can't see, because he saw us like walking up the stairs, followed us into the theater, couldn't see a damn thing, walked out. It was like, so the whole running through the hallway thing does resonate a little bit, that I was running away from freaking vice principals in high school.
The running through the halls resonated with me because of college. Now, I know that we've talked about this before, but Assassins was real.
It was a lot of fun, man.
And I still to this day think that any of the music teachers think that we're like absolutely nuts.
Oh yeah,
Because
absolutely.
they were in those rooms that were dead silent to the outside,
watching these
us
idiots run past with Nerf guns. Oh God, I may still have that gun in a box downstairs. It had the little discs. It looked like a Walter PPK. It had the little discs. I love that gun.
Okay, so they weren't Nerf guns. They were disc guns, and they shot these little discs. And
They look like the little center of 45 RPM records, which is really dating my ass. But yeah.
Yes. I swear I told my friend Bob this the other day, that if I won the lottery, all of you guys are coming to work for me. And it's going to be just like college all day long.
We're going to fix up cars. We're going to do special effects. And we're going to play Assassins all the time.
Remember, the atrium is a safe zone.
That's right. That's right. Oh, God. Because how else would we be able to play cards? Yeah. You go through that door, you're fucked.
I used to sit in the catwalks in Sandifer Theater and wait for... I nailed Kevin Head like 10 times that way. Okay.
Who is now Kevin Linnell and doing quite well for himself.
He's doing very well for himself.
Yeah, I'm proud of that kid.
You know what?
Like you and Kevin, I think were like the most successful theater people that I knew of, or that group.
Well, I think Kathy's done well. But
Kathy's done very well. I mean, she's teaching and doing stuff and still doing shows and everything. And
I mean, she's teaching and doesn't have a degree, so that's Hal Binkley territory. And for those of you who don't know who Hal Binkley is, he was actually the lighting designer for Hamilton and Kiss of the Spider Woman and several others that I'm just not gonna. Anyways, he died last year, so we don't want to talk about him. Oh, he was. You know what? Best guy in the world that I ever worked for. And in this theater life, you lose track of people. I mean, it's very quick for you to lose track. I didn't even know that he had died until his girlfriend had sent me a message.
Oh wow.
But he was fucking incredible. He was the guy who taught me how to use templates the way that I use templates.
Oh wow.
And I loved Paul Daum. Paul Daum taught me a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
But Hal Binkley taught me
reality stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff you can use in real life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in your business, because I am so far removed. People live everywhere. I mean, we know people that live in Canada and New York City and Georgia and California. It's like people come into our lives and then they leave and they go to all corners of the fucking globe, and it's tough. Yeah, it's just tough to keep in what's going on.
In 1998, I was working at the Virginia Stage Company at that point in time. And Kimberly Hill, a fantastic, energetic, very comedic woman, did A Christmas Carol with us. And like 2 days ago, I was watching Drunk History, and she's on it.
That's awesome.
I'm like sitting here going, I know her. I have pictures of her and I out at a bar together with my mother that I was told to destroy because my mother was smoking and she didn't think that was appropriate.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's like watching that damn commercial that Hattinger is in, where he plays the boss doing an interview. The guy beats himself up in the office. I love that commercial. It's like,
That's
hey, dude, I know that fucking guy.
David Hattinger. Gotta love him. Yeah, well, okay, I brought up Virginia Station. I gotta bring this up because
No, God.
just on, I think it was the 16th. 16th of this month, Blue Bloods, my good friend Bernadette Quigley plays a judge on that episode. So go back. It's what, January 18th, 19th, 18th?
Somewhere.
It's January 18th, 2022. Her show was either on the 16th or the 14th. I can't remember. But go watch Bernadette Quigley, one of the best actresses that I ever worked with. She was in the show with Eileen Brennan.
Oh, nice. Okay.
She played the daughter of Eileen Brennan in Beauty Queen of Lebanon.
Oh, wow. All right.
All right, back to our movie.
Back to our movie. So at the 56-minute mark, everybody gets high.
That is the worst interpretation of high that I have ever seen by Emilio Estevez.
True. And, God, my freshman and sophomore years of high school pretty much were spent getting high in the morning and at lunch. And pretty much I would, after I went to bed, I would get high. I spent like 2 years blowed out of my mind. I love this stuff. Where my high school was in downtown Akron, right next to Akron U, which was right next door.
What were you, Bookdale?
No, Central Howard.
Central Howard.
Yeah, which I think is now owned by the University of Akron. And there was a Hostess factory literally across the street. And they had a outlet store.
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
Now, we had 5 minutes between classes. And if you were at the correct end of the high school next to that area, you could run, pick up a box of Twinkies for $1. And we're talking a 12-pack of Twinkies for $1 from and run back and make it back to your next class within 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. There was also an alleyway. There was a small Italian restaurant on the corner. There was an alleyway behind it, and the Hostess factory was on the other side of that alley. And oh God, the amount of times I got completely obliterated in that alley, I lost count.
Okay, what's funny is when we were in college. Well, actually, I think you had left by then. There was a guy named Kumar and Varun who were from India that were in the theater program, and
I do not remember them at all. So yes,
and Varun ended up taking me to his house. His house was 1 block away from the Hostess place.
Ooh, good shit.
So we would run over to his house in between classes, go swing by the Hostess place, get what we need, and the Hostess place made everything. He would usually go buy pita bread there. I'm picking up King Dongs,
bread products, all of the goodies,
Twinkies.
Oh yeah, King Dongs, Hostess cupcakes. I think
the orange sickle cupcakes, the orange cupcakes. I can't remember what they were called.
Yeah, those were killer. I think they had the Hostess pies too, like the cherry pies and the lemon pies. Occasionally they were the chocolate pudding pie. Oh God, yeah.
I seriously believe that after college, it took me about 2 years to come down from the sugar high.
Yeah, how I don't have diabetes is really kind of fucking amazing.
Well, that's
'Cause
okay. I have enough for both of us.
Yeah, well, in college and in high school, like our cafeteria, I never bought food at the cafeteria, but they had this little corner area over there where they sold treats, and they had like Little Debbie Star Crunch or like for a quarter a piece, and they were back then they were big Star Crunch. They were real, so I would like get crap food for 50 cents. I think Tuesdays was the only day of the week I had real food because across the street was this really kick-ass Greek church, and they had gyros for like $1, and this entire like line of like lettuce and all the accoutrements that you could put on there. So I'm like loading it up with fucking yogurt dressing and tomatoes and garlic, and I ate well on Tuesdays for $2.
$1.
Oh yeah, well it's like
$1.
for $2 you got the gyro, the hero, however you
I went to Stratus the other day. Well, actually, it was about a month ago. Got a hero and some falafel and a couple of. It was $25.
Oh, I know, man. We're talking 1984. It was like you could drink, you could get the baklava, and you could get the gyro. It cost you about $2.50 roughly. Oh, and it was homemade by old Greek women. It was fucking amazing. It was fantastic.
All right.
Okay.
We gotta get back to this movie, but I am going to tell you right now. Next week's show.
Oh God.
Next week's show.
Yes.
Asshole calling. There's an asshole on the other end of the line. Asshole calling. Asshole calling. There's an asshole on the other
Fam
end of the
or
line.
family?
That's Mr. Bob Bavere. He is with me on the Cleveland Sports Fan.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so here's the thing. I knew that I was having trouble with my mouth, and I called Bob yesterday, and I was like, Bob, do you know anything about the Breakfast Club? He went, yeah.
Okay.
I said, can you Zoom with us tomorrow? And I forgot to bring him in. Everybody,
And now he's calling, going, "Where the fuck are you guys?"
Everybody, we're gonna take a break here. Bert,
Oh God, we're gonna get somebody else.
Do you need to go pee?
I need some more ice, so I'm good, man. Yeah.
Where yet?
Okay.
In progress.
Okay, so Bob is about to get on.
Okay.
Have you ever watched a show on YouTube called Hot Ones?
Oh God, yes. Hell yes.
Okay. In about 2 to 3 weeks, we are going to do a Hot Ones episode on our show, but I'm having the Cleveland Sports Fan guys that live in Canton come over to your house. We have to figure out how... Oh, guess who's here? We have to figure out how to make this happen.
All right, man.
You and Bob have actually met before.
We have?
You guys have met before. It was at my wedding. Bob came to the wedding but had to leave and go to... where was it that you had to go? Oh, Domino's Pizza. Bob
Which
was
wedding?
the...
I'm confused. The first
Okay.
one?
Scott, I do not remember your wedding at all.
Well, you were drunk.
Yeah, I was the best man. I don't remember it either, so don't worry about it.
This is Scoot from the Cleveland Sports Fan Network, here to tell you about our new lineup for the rest of 2021 and beyond. We still have your favorites like Oshimita and the Fan on Mondays, our flagship show, the Cleveland Sports Fan, on Tuesdays. Wednesday has the Burley Gunner Show. Thursday is the Four Chubs, a roundtable show hosted by Burley Gunner. And on Friday, Pit Road News, a NASCAR, F1, and IndyCar talk show hosted by Scoot, the Cleveland sports fan himself. New episodes every day at 6 a.m. Eastern. Visit us at redcircle.com/Cleveland-sport-fan.
It was not a memorable.
Terry and Tracy were there.
It was not a memorable event.
All except for the fact we got lighters and I still have one, which pisses him the fuck off.
I'm pretty sure it was catered by Taco Bell.
Now, come on. It was at least Chipotle quality. Come on.
Come on, man. It was Sadie Renee's.
We didn't have Chipotle back then.
It was Sadie Renee's. Come on, man.
I do not remember going to your wedding. I'm an old man, dude. Which you are too.
You came to the wedding, but you had to leave to go to the store.
Well, there's a big fucking shock.
Well, here was the thing. He was the manager of the store. I was the assistant manager. So Dawn basically looked at both of us and said, figure it the fuck out because the store has to be open.
Hey, where was that? Where was that wedding?
Wasn't leaving.
That wedding was at an Episcopal church in Canton.
Wait, the first one?
Yeah, the one that you were at.
Oh, that's right. We were out back smoking. It was on Market Avenue. Where was the after party at? Where was the
Sadie and Renee's?
What?
Sadie and Renee's.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it called Cracker Jacks back then?
No, it was Sadie and Renee's at the time. And it was upstairs. So the bar was downstairs, but they had a party room upstairs.
Am I allowed to smoke on this podcast? Because I'm gonna do it anyway.
Oh,
yes, you are.
We here have
no rules.
None. I'm Devil's Cut and Devil's Cut. What and ginger ale tonight.
I'm doing new bourbon I found the other day. And it's actually something you can drink straight. It's not bad, and it's only about $30.
I like bourbon, but it's so damn strong.
This is okay. I mean, just on ice, let it melt.
Oh yeah, I will always put it on ice.
Yeah.
The only liquor I drink straight is tequila.
Oh, that's not true. You were drinking rum like a month ago.
Yeah,
straight
that's
out of the bottle.
I'll give you that. I have my hat on because I don't want Scott to know that I cut my hair.
Oh, fuck it. Let's see this shit. Come on, let's go, man.
Because there is actually a bet on this.
Oh, shit.
He said to me in a Cleveland sports fan show the other day that he would not cut his hair until the Cleveland Browns won a Super Bowl.
No, I said go to the Super Bowl.
Go back and listen to the show, my friend. Yeah, I'm the one that kept saying right. Go to the Super Bowl. You kept saying wins a Super Bowl.
I lied. I still got it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Grow that baby out.
They could just show up in the audience at a Super Bowl and you could win the bet at that point.
So Burke lives like right around the corner from you.
Oh, well,
Mercy Hospital is a couple blocks away.
Well, then me and Burke should get a beer sometime.
Yeah.
So here is what I know. I was talking to you about this the other day. I want to do a Hot Ones episode with the Cleveland sports fan people, as well as the Davis and Davis people, the law firm that doesn't do law.
We don't fucking care.
I want, I want to do it as like a group thing, mainly because it's costing me $80 to send you guys the hot sauces. But I want to do this Hot One show with 6 hot sauces.
Okay, well, I'm not opposed to that, but I will probably have heartburn for 3 days afterwards.
And I said that I would take care of your hospital bills, which I would never actually do, but I'm going to tell you that anyway so that you actually feel comfortable.
Bills. I would just need a lot of, like, pre-antacids before
hey, look, Fatty over here has got you covered. I got famotidine, which is like Pepsids. I got the smoothie.
The best.
Oh yeah. I got all the.
His daughter works at a hospital.
Yeah. I got a daughter that works at Akron Children's. We're good to go.
So I may actually talk to Sam and see if she wants to be the
moderator.
The moderator for the group over there.
Because listen, the thing about me is Scott, everything's got to be hot. Like, I'm a Eli Manning. I put that shit on everything. But I've gotten to the point in the last 2 years that it just upsets my stomach so bad that I can't take it unless I take something before I eat it.
Dude, I can't even eat pizza unless I'm taking fucking Pepsi.
Oh, I agree.
20 minutes in advance. Oh, yeah.
The sauce is just... It just kills you, and you're burping all night, and you're regurgitating all night, and it's brutal.
Now, I know I have not sent you a copy of or a link to the Hot Ones website. He doesn't know the premise of the show. It is great. To go from...
I don't know why I'm on the show.
It is to go from the weakest hot sauce to the hottest hot sauce there is.
But you have to answer questions from the moderator while you're doing all these fucking hot wings. And it really fucks you up because you kind of lose your mind as hot as this shit gets, that you're like giving pretty honest goddamn answer. It's a great show. It's a great show.
I will say this. I will probably be the moderator. But the moderator eats the same amount of wings as everyone else. So he's going through the same shit that you're going through.
The guy asking the questions is eating the same shit you're asking. So he's going through the same shit you're going through. It's awesome. And I have found the World Market down the street has Da Bomb hot sauce, which that's the nastiest of the group.
Now, listen, there's a store in Northeast Ohio, which Burke, you're from, I guess, apparently.
Right around the corner.
Yeah.
Called Mark's, and they literally sell the Quaker Steak and Lube atomic sauce.
Nice.
And that shit is deadly.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the thing. I
wasn't finished.
The hot sauces that I am going to send you guys, I am sending you because I've already tried them. I know trust me. There's mild and there is fucking hot.
I've done his middle one. Like, I've bought the middle version from the show.
The bomb is they have a new product.
No, I don't even fucking know about it. I don't care. Keep the bomb out of it, man. Just stick with the other ones.
The the new Da Bomb is going to be in there.
Oh God!
You guys all listen. It's an experience that you only have to do once in your life.
No, twice. You have to do it when you film it, then you have to do it the next day when you shit it out.
It's true.
Yeah, that is totally the truth. Because the next day is not pleasant.
No.
It's
You're
not pleasant
putting Jergens
whatsoever.
lotion on your bunghole at that point, just to quench the flames.
So be ready for this in a couple of weeks. I have to get the ulcers out of my mouth before I do this.
Oh, you and your mouth. I'm tired of
All
hearing
right,
about
I
it.
will
I'm
host.
tired of hearing about. I'm tired of hearing your mouth, let alone about your mouth.
All right, so we were talking about The Breakfast Club.
The movie.
The movie.
Yes.
Seen it 100 times.
Sweet.
Okay, so we are all the way up to. What were we
It's
up
one
to,
of the
Bert?
top 5 movies of all
The
time.
smoking weed scene.
We are up to the smoking weed scene, which is of course where I bring Oshimita into this.
It's Mr. Oshimita.
Bitch.
Does anyone need to reload before we go into this?
Oh, yeah.
Nope, I'm good.
No, I need a bathroom break and some ice for the next bourbon round. So
All right, guys, I'm going to
minutes.
pause the recording for a second. We're going to come back in 3.
Recording in progress.
All right, before we get started with this, I have to do this message, and it is
ball wash.
by Ballsies. We are sponsored by Ballsies. Everyone knows that.
We love ballsies.
We have already discussed the nut rub. We have already discussed everything else that Ballsies makes.
If you would have actually used ball wash, maybe Kristen would have given you something.
Ooh. We're okay. That sponsorship went down the shitter.
I just love saying the goddamn name. What are you talking about?
I love me some Ballsies. Ballsies.com. Go pick up some ball wash. It is charcoal activated, people. Charcoal activated. It will make your balls softer than my freaking cat's bottom.
Never petted your cat's bottom, but we'll go with that.
I've never touched my cat's bottom.
Oh, you haven't lived, man.
All right.
Okay, well, that's a great sponsor.
Okay.
It was a bad advertisement for it, but it's a good sponsor.
It's funny though that like we've had Cleveland sports fan for a long time, and the Davis and Davis show has only been on for what, 2 months, a month,
No, a couple more than that.
something like that. We have sponsorship on this channel. We actually co-sponsor another podcast who actually came to us and said, "Hey, can we co-sponsor each other?" And I was like,
Like
"Yeah,
fucking
sure."
A, yeah.
Cleveland sports fan, nothing. You know what it is? We come here, we drink, we have a good time, we just talk.
We love that product right there.
Oh, Brewmate is another one that we're working on as a sponsor.
Yeah, we send an email off to them going, "Hey, we'd love anything, a fucking sticker. Don't care. Love your product." They're like, "Yeah, we're not accepting anything at this time." We're like, "Yeah, but your shit's so good. We're still going to talk about you. So whatever."
Brewmate.
Oh, just the best shit ever. Love it.
All right, so we were talking about the Breakfast Club, my friend. And you said that you've seen it 100
Aficionado.
times. Yeah. So we were on. What were we on? The smoking pot section.
Smoking pot. If you have any insights or tidbits you'd like to recant before they smoke dope, please do. I mean, we've gone over the fucking Nikes that the one kid was wearing that I used to actually own in high school. The fact that I used to cut out a book and keep my drugs in high school for, Bender's locker scene. Is there anything pre-smoking dope in that movie that you'd like to talk about?
That relates to your life in some way, shape, or form.
It's not going to relate to my life in shape or form, but that scene where they get high and they start dancing around and they're up, in the second floor and they're doing whatever and they're dancing and everything. And that's a great scene. But my favorite part, honestly, of all of that is when the principal comes back in and asks Bender about his weed, and he goes, "It's in Johnson's shorts."
And his eyeballs bulge out.
That's my favorite part of that part of the movie.
And honestly, I love that. I honestly love the joke that he never finishes as he's crawling through the ceiling tiles where he's talking about a nude lady and a poodle.
Walks into a bar, and he's got. They never finish
the goddamn joke.
What's funny about that is that was all.
Then he goes
done on purpose. And it was Judd Nelson's suggestion to John Hughes to do that.
Judd Nelson made that movie. Let's be clear.
I think Judd Nelson was probably the biggest character in the movie. Okay, let's save that till the end. We were at the Smoking Pot series. What's after that for you, Burke?
Oh, the shit that stuck out with me. Oh God, yeah. Remember when he is stuck in Vernon's closet and Molly Ringwald walks in and she goes, "Were you really upset when I said blah, blah, blah?" And he shakes his head yes and says, "No, I do that all the fucking time to people." And it totally fucks with them. Like it's something you have to cultivate. You have to practice shaking your head no and saying yes, and shaking your head yes and saying no, because it's fucking difficult, but it's a great talent to have.
Yeah, I'm going to say that, after he was walking through the rafters and he fell through and he's like, I
forgot my pencil.
I forgot my pencil. And then he gets locked into the closet. Yeah, you're right. I get that. And that's where the movie kind of started to... It started to where it was going to culminate in things that now Molly Ringwald is putting makeup on Ali Sheedy and not Charlie Sheen, his son, but Emilio Estevez.
Emilio Estevez, yeah.
Emilio Estevez was kind of an also ran character in that movie to me. Like, he really wasn't totally relevant, but he had his parts.
there was purpose in the movie for him, I think. And
yeah, I agree, but he did not have the total. He wasn't as relevant as a lot of the other characters.
Yeah, but
in
I
my
mean,
opinion,
you got to admit though, the jocks in high school really had a big influence on high school. Period. So you had to have that character in there somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. And Anthony Michael Hall is just that fucking nerd who ends up at the end of the day, and I know we're still talking about when they smoke pot, writing the letter at the end of the day and basically saying, fuck you.
Which, yeah, the kid that plays D&D is basically pissing off the authority, which is fucking great.
I think the okay, like after the smoking pot scene, we were about to discuss them sitting down, and talking in the circle jerk, upstairs where Anthony Michael Hall goes into. Well, actually, Anthony Michael Hall asked the question of whether they would be friends.
Right.
On Monday.
And they all said, fuck no.
Yeah.
Well, half said fuck no.
No,
yeah, I think Ally Sheedy was kind of like okay with it.
Well, hello.
Well, Emilio Estevez was okay with it, but Molly Ringwald basically shuts him down and says, you know you're not going to do that. So he kind of backs down in the end. Ally Sheedy is all for it. Bender's just kind of there to be... Bender's there to be an antagonist.
Bender's me.
Bender is Bob. I will honestly say that.
Yeah, but I mean...
but we go into this whole...
Bender, no, hold on. The Bender character in that scene... He's got a point. I mean, that's the problem with that character. Is like, yeah, it's a dick maneuver, but he's got a point.
I'm trying to keep your kid from interrupting our show.
Sorry, I'm eating a salad because I haven't eaten all day.
Apparently, he's having trouble sending me the show for tomorrow. Okay, so in this period, I think one of the things that I related to, and I was telling Burke this earlier, was the elephant.
The elephant
lamp. The elephant, you got to pull the trunk, and the light goes on, but my light didn't go on.
The light didn't go on. and I didn't know what to do.
So I brought a gun to school. What type of gun was it? It was a flare gun.
Flare gun.
Right.
This totally relates to me. I would be that stupid. I would honestly be that. Okay, not that I would be that stupid to not be able to make the light up, but
if you were in that situation, you would bring a flare gun.
Dude, this is the one situation that I sat back all the way through. Like Burke and I were talking. I was like, okay, we've got to come up with relationships between us and the movie. And I was like, this is the only one that really pertains to me, and that just means that I'm a geek.
So you couldn't pull the trunk?
No, that's not it. I am very good at electrical. I could make that thing work, but I could totally see myself failing and being stupid enough to think that a flare gun was going to take care of the problem.
Well, see, I'm the motherfucker that wouldn't care. Like Bender, and just say fuck it, I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do.
You see, here's the thing, Bob. I do not see you as Bender.
Okay.
I see you as the teacher.
How? How?
I see you as the teacher. You fuck with the bull.
I'm not gonna walk around with toilet paper hanging out of my ass.
You fuck with the bull, you get the horns. I totally see. Oh, Mr. Bender, you are really screwed up.
2 months.
I don't see it that way, but okay.
I can't see you as Bender, though.
Why? I'm an asshole that just does whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, but Bender actually cares. The teacher doesn't.
Yeah, that's a problem. Because I really don't care.
Even though Bender is the antagonist, he still cares about Molly Ringwald.
Well, I would care about Molly Ringwald.
Well, I'm sure you would.
It's eventually. He really doesn't give a flying fuck about any of them until he gets to know them near the end of the film. It's, they all evolve during the course of the film. Except
Burke, I just see as Carl.
Yeah, well, yeah. That would be me.
You're calling him the janitor?
Yep.
Oh, fuck yeah, he was great.
Come on.
He was the best character in the whole show.
I see all you guys doing your shit. I know everything. I am the eyes and ears of this fucking establishment.
Institution.
I go through your lockers. I go through your letters.
I know where your ashes.
By the way,
I am the eyes and
ears of this establishment. Yes. Yes.
And by the way, that clock is 25 minutes slow.
And then Anthony Michael Hall says something. He goes, like, he says something, and Bender goes, "Is that your dad?"
Yep, I can see me there.
That is a top 5 movie to me of all time.
Oh God, yeah.
So
I love when they're down in the basement and the fucking vice principal's down there looking through the secret files and
drinking old Milwaukee.
Carl's like, "Hey, what you doing out here?" Well, what's it worth to you?
$50.
$50.
$50.
I'll give you 20.
You mean like I have to give you $50? Yeah, give me fucking $50.
And then the next scene is them sitting down there drinking old Milwaukee.
Oh God, I didn't want to talk about that. Oh God, that's high school all over again. All right, I got one more piece. It's the very end of the movie where Bender gets the diamond earring from his girlfriend and puts it in his ear.
Molly Ringwald.
Yes, I actually got my ear
pierced.
Claire. That's a fat girl's name.
Claire.
It is a fat girl's name.
I actually got my ear pierced in high school one morning, and that totally rings. That just resonates with me because I got my ear pierced in high school one morning. A couple ice cubes. Somebody came up and just fucking shoved an earring in my ear, and I was like, "Oh God damn, that hurts!" And then I had to go to dance class after that, where you're like doing this shit. I'm like, "Oh fuck, this hurts."
You're so gay.
Okay, I'm not
a little bit.
I'm not going to come on you going to dance class.
Dance class.
We had to do it for the fucking show.
See, the end of that movie, when he put the earring in the air, and they all got let out of detention, and he walked across the football field. that was all about Judd Nelson and Bender basically saying, I won this whole fucking thing.
Yep.
Okay, so a little piece of trivia here.
Oh God.
We have trivia?
Yeah,
Right.
we've had trivia all the way through the night.
Is it about Baker Mayfield?
And then we don't talk sports on this show.
I don't do sports, dude.
We talk drinking, we talk movies, we talk things that we like to do. We do not talk sports.
You can talk sports. I just won't understand a goddamn thing you're saying.
So, in the movie, we talked about Anthony Michael Hall being dropped off by his mother and his sister, who are actually his mother and sister.
In real life.
In real life.
I did not know that.
At the end of the show, he is picked up by guess who?
His father.
Bob.
Who's played by whom?
Well, yes, it's his father, but played by whom?
I have no clue.
John Hughes.
Well, fuck, that was him, wasn't it?
John Hughes plays Anthony Michael Hall's father when he picks him up from the thing.
That's awesome.
As far as the end of the movie goes, from a professional standpoint, the walking of Judd Nelson across the field in lone solidarity, raising his hand, was actually not meant to make the film.
Well, it's a good goddamn thing it did.
It was never meant to be a freeze frame. Judd Nelson was directed to just walk across the field. And he threw his hand up, and John Hughes decided to freeze frame it at that point in time.
Well, that was smart.
So, there's that.
I mean, you guys talk about movies, and I love it, and that's great. And I will participate in talking about movies. But one of these days, you guys got to talk about The Fugitive, the original movie with Harrison Ford and Tommy Lee Jones.
Great
flick. We are going to do reviews once a month on this podcast.
Okay.
So, maybe The Fugitive is the next one that we go and talk about.
If I can find this goddamn thing somewhere on a streaming cast.
You've never seen it?
Oh, I've seen it. It's just been a couple fucking decades.
Right. I get it.
Now, here's the thing. Burke was talking to me earlier about doing, what was it? Spider-Man.
Yeah, I just saw the recent Spider-Man movie, and it was, if you're into the whole Marvel comic shit,
which I'm not.
It was a goddamn, like I had low expectations for this damn thing. It blew me away because it gathered up every other Spider-Man movie, grabbed them, took them. Like
I've seen the first two, but I have not seen. Like, I have not seen any of the other ones. I'm not a Marvel guy. I'm not that. It just doesn't do anything for me.
I'll tell you what though, because they grab both Toby and Andrew, pull them into this movie, finish off their arcs that were never finished in the original movies. It was great. It was way better than I thought it was. It should have been. It was a great movie.
The No Way Home
Yeah.
Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you don't really need to see the other two Spider-Mans. You could just watch that third one, and you would love it.
So Toby's in that one?
Oh, fuck yeah. Toby,
All right. So
Andrew.
I would watch that because those were the Spider-Mans that I was used to.
Yeah.
And then they kind of went off the rails for a while and did a bunch of other shit that just didn't interest me.
You don't have to know nothing about the Marvel shit that went on. I mean, you'll figure it out, but oh no. If you've watched the other two iterations, you'll love this fucking movie. It is fantastic.
Okay. Then I'll go. Then I'll see it. I'll wait till it comes out. I'm not going to go to the movie theater, but I'll wait till it comes out.
Well, okay. What movie in 2 weeks do we want to do as a review?
In my opinion, I would give you two: The Fugitive or Remember the Titans.
Oh god, that's sports, right?
It's a sports movie, but it's one of the best films of all time.
It's a sports movie.
Like I've seen The Replacements. I love that movie. But Remember the Titans, I have never seen.
Oh my Lord, are you kidding me?
I'm not a sports movie. Dude. Yeah, I'm almost anti-sports. I hate the fact that
it's a sports movie, but it's not.
All right.
All right.
If I can find it streaming somewhere, I will check it out.
It's Denzel Washington and a great host of actors. And Scott, am I wrong?
Well, I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Oh, shit, I don't feel bad now.
I've never seen it.
Oh, my Lord in heaven.
You have to remember that 3/4 of my life has been built around theater. There are a bunch of shows that I know I've seen that you haven't, like Pippin.
Okay, I'm not going to disagree with that. And there's movies out there that are probably great movies that I haven't seen. I will give you that.
I mean, the biggest sports movie I've ever watched was Rudy.
Oh, good Lord. That was horrible.
I love having Bob on.
That was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Watching some little chubby white boy go out and just take a snap just to... Come on.
Fuck.
Hey, you know what? I think I've got it, and it is a show that is streaming. I think we need to do Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh shit!
Smokey and the Bandit. I haven't seen that in years.
And it's not horrible, man. I would watch that in a fucking heartbeat.
Smokey and the Bandit in 2 weeks.
It's a great movie.
Oh Christ! All right.
We'll get more philosophical, or
Jackie Gleason goes, well, shit.
from Texarkana.
We're gonna go from Texarkana. We're gonna get this beer that is illegal in every other state outside of Colorado.
Coors.
We're gonna transport it back to Texas.
Hey, be lucky that I didn't say spring break. That would have been that.
You guys are fucking insane.
Yeah, we are.
Smokey and the Bandit, huh? All right.
Smokey and the Bandit in 2 weeks.
This is what the drunk Scott comes up with.
Means
Thank
that,
God.
yeah, because you've been drinking since 11 o'clock this morning.
Oh, okay. Hang on.
Don't lie.
This was about half full originally before we started this damn podcast.
I am through an entire bottle of Devil's Cut.
I already know. You called me earlier and said you were drinking. I already knew.
I called him at like 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, dude, I'm drunk.
We're doing a podcast. Let's go.
So I'm like, dude, we're doing a podcast tonight. You want to come on? We're talking about Breakfast Club.
I figured he'd be sound asleep by 8 a.m. 8 o'clock.
No such luck. No. Nope.
I was outdoor dashing all fucking night.
No.
Yeah.
All right, so in 2 weeks,
Christ.
Smokey and the Bandit.
Where is this playing on? How am I going to find this goddamn movie?
I don't know. Well, you're lucky I didn't say Cannonball Run because you can't find that.
Oh, dude, no. You want to go further back? Do the fucking oh shit! What is that movie? Before the Cannonball Run.
Gumball Rally.
Yes.
With Fonda.
No, it's not Fonda. It's the guy that looks like Fonda.
Oh.
It's actually taken from the stories of the actual Cannonball Run. Oh, dude, and they use the actual sound effects from the actual cars in that movie. That is a great film.
Yeah.
I own that one. I love that film.
Oh. I'm spelling gumball with an N.
That's Gunball.
Sounds like an anime.
I've only been drinking since 11 o'clock this morning. Shut up.
Yeah,
Gumball Rally.
Peter, somebody, and Raul Julia driving the Ferrari is fucking great.
I can't believe you guys don't want to dissect The Fugitive. That bothers me.
No, dude, I love that movie. I've seen that. I saw that movie in the theaters.
That's my favorite movie of all time.
That is a great flick.
Michael Sarrazin.
Yes.
Raul Julia.
Yes.
Gary Busey. Susan Flannery. Stephen Keats. Tim McIntyre. I think that's all that anyone would know.
That's all anyone's ever heard of from that film. But yeah, what a great film. They use actual sound effects from the actual vehicles. They use a real Ferrari. They use a real Cobra. They use the fucking British car that never starts, the Jag.
Oh yeah,
which never makes it out of the garage. Which only later in life did I realize was fucking hilarious. But yeah, no, it's a great film. But no, fuck it. We'll do The Fugitive. We'll do The Fugitive. Let's do that.
Yeah, if you want to do The Fugitive, we'll do The Fugitive.
The hilarious part is I don't think Harrison Ford is the best part of that film.
No, Tommy Lee Jones is.
He owns that goddamn film.
Tommy Lee Jones, and I will not lie, is my favorite actor of all time. Everything he has done, and he hasn't done much lately, but when he was in his day, everything he did.
Let me see. Let me see if I can find this.
What was the Chris Pine movie he did? like the last film he did. Oh Christ!
Oh yeah, it was
Texas Ranger movie.
Yes,
That was fucking great.
but even the movie he did with Ashley Judd
Oh yeah,
when she was on house arrest.
yeah,
And she was, and her husband was supposedly dead.
yeah, and he came.
I
Yeah,
cannot remember the name of it.
I know. Yeah, it's a fucking legal name. Yeah, that was a great film. And I got even in fucking Men in Black.
Yeah,
I love him in Men in Black. All of them.
Tommy Lee Jones is outstanding.
Okay, so
Man.
here we go. Here, we're gonna do The Fugitive.
Yes.
I almost
want a
think
hard target search of every outhouse, hen house.
I
dog
almost
house.
think we need to do 2 movies at once.
Yeah, The Fugitive is going to take a total of 2 hours of our time. I guarantee.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about Tommy Lee Jones, and there was an HBO movie that he made back in the 80s called The Park Is Mine.
I'm not familiar with that.
Well, I don't think anyone's familiar with it,
I
except
don't
for
have
Scott,
HBO.
who recorded it on VHS and watched it every day of his life.
Well, we don't have HBO, so is that your ceiling? What the fuck are we looking at, dude?
I'm taking a piss.
Are you serious?
Like in the same room?
Wow. Dude, you got great looking ceilings.
Is that
I
the
know, it's
ceiling?
beautiful, isn't it?
Holy hell.
It just got done last week.
I mean, it's not like the access point for your attic? What the fuck were you looking at? Oh, God. What did you do? This part. What are we looking at? You're freaking me out, man.
You're looking at the ceiling of my bath.
No, we're not. We're looking at This Park Is Mine. What are we looking at?
Look at that. 1986.
Vietnam vet Tommy Jones takes forceful control of Central Park. And it's gone. AK-47 with a banana clip, off-road bike, guy in blackface, cops, Tommy Lee Jones, cops, Tommy Lee Jones, cops. Now, where's that?
Oh, is it not showing you the trailer?
What the
Oh,
fuck
watching
are
the
you
trailer.
talking about right now?
Yeah, setting a time bomb, guns, Tommy Lee Jones. Setting up dynamite, Tommy Lee Jones on a payphone. Payphones, which don't exist. Boom. Cop cars.
It's the Burke play-by-play.
Oh, yeah, well, is nobody watching this? No, they're not watching. We have to listen to this shit, so we have to, yeah. Okay, I love the glasses. All right, motorcycle, somebody on camera. Big explosion, police, cameras. Blood. Oh. Dear God, I can't even. What is this, New York City, supposedly?
Yes, Central Park.
There's New York. Yeah, that's right. Helicopters. Glasses that you can't see through. Park Avenue. Oh, more helicopters. Oh, God. What are we on the Empire State Building shooting this dude? Come on. Tommy Lee Jones, New York. Yankees cap. Boom. 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 This looks like Ghostbusters at the end. What the fuck is this film, dude? The Park Is Mine. Copyright 1985.
All right,
Okay, so The Park is Mine was
I'll have to watch that movie, but the bottom line is Tommy Lee Jones is the man.
Oh, he is.
I am telling you right now, this is the worst film Tommy Lee Jones has ever made.
Well, it's probably one of his first.
It was bad acting. It was the first HBO special thing that they've ever done. But to annoy my mother like I did constantly, I played it every day. Just like I played well, I
enjoy annoying my mother also.
Lone Wolf McQuaid.
I can't annoy my mother anymore. She lives in fucking South America.
If we do The Fugitive,
your mother lives in South America.
Oh god, yeah. She lives all the way the fuck down in Cuenca, Ecuador.
Why?
Because it's cheap. Yeah, that's the basic thing. She told me she was thinking about moving to Ecuador. I'm like, are you on fucking medication or are you off your meds? What's your deal? And she's like, no. It's like a bunch of people like move down there because it's cheap. She lives up in the mountains at 9,000 feet elevation on the equator. So there's no summer, there's no winter because it's on the equator. She's up at 9,000 feet elevation. The average temp every day of the year, 72 degrees. Every single fucking day of the year.
So she basically lives in San Diego, but she lives in South America.
Better than that, man. San Diego has dry spells. These people got fucking rain all year. It's like living in Washington State. They got rain a lot of the time, but it's 72 degrees. Nobody in that city has an air conditioner or a heater in their house or apartment. They don't need it.
Then I'm moving to Ecuador.
And then the dollar, which they use the American dollar there, goes like 3 times farther than it does here. There's a ton of people.
Buddy, there's places like Roatan or Belize that you could go to.
Ecuador. Fuck that.
Yeah. Like all you gotta do is like get used to the fucking atmosphere, and you're living like a king.
In the water is okay.
Oh yeah, they got 3 rivers running through the goddamn city. They got 2 universities. They got 2 airports. Hey,
the drinking water is okay.
Oh yeah, they're up in the mountains.
It's Ecuador, man.
Yeah,
right,
they're drinking spring water.
I'm sold. That's all you got to tell me. 72 degrees every day, and I can have drinking water. I'm totally sold.
Yeah, tilapia dinner is like $5, $6, something like that. Oh yeah, and like if you want to go to the beach, it's about an hour drive on a bus. It goes right down to like they are where she's at. If you got on a boat and went straight out in the ocean, you'd hit the what's the fucking islands that Darwin used to go to?
Oh God.
Yeah, anyway.
It's like down by Turks and Caicos.
Yeah, it was way down there. But anyway.
Yeah,
hour and a half drive, you're at the beach, you're up in the mountains, and they have fresh produce 365 days of the year because there's no produce.
Produce?
Yeah, produce. Yeah, they got fresh vegetables every day of the year because there's no summer, there's no winter. They're on the equator.
I gotta get me a passport.
Yeah,
I'm going.
I should go visit her.
I think. Okay, so Bob and I have been talking.
Oh God.
I think I've got him to the point of going on a cruise with me.
I'm just not getting on an airplane. That's the only thing.
So.
I won't do it. I will not do it. I'm
So
sorry.
I'm thinking that we all need to get our passports.
Whatever.
I applied for my on online.
We need to get our passports. And we need to do a cruise together and podcast from it to talk about how miserable we are.
I'm not miserable.
Well, we would be on a cruise.
Burke would be.
Well, I'd be with Scott, maybe.
What do you mean
true
you'd
that.
be miserable?
Because you'd whine the whole time.
You'd be there.
Yeah. Oh, I get it now. Oh. That hurt.
Oh, that hurt.
That hurt. Don't know if I can handle that.
Where are you talking about going to a cruise at?
We're talking about going to the Caribbean.
Yeah, that wouldn't
I would go to the
suck.
Caribbean. I would go to the Caribbean.
It's just like a 5-day cruise, something basic to get you guys acclimated to going out on a cruise boat.
Free drinks, right?
Free drinks.
I'm good.
Yeah, because we'll pay for the drink pass.
If I'm going on a boat, I want to fucking sail that shit. I don't want to be on a cruise ship. Fuck that.
Oh, God.
I would do it.
Okay. I'm not buying a sailboat.
You suck.
I want to buy a sailboat.
Who
I
doesn't?
can't afford one. So, I think a cruise would be the next best thing. Okay. Here. We'll do baby steps, guys.
Yeah, Christ.
Next summer, we go up to Put-in-Bay.
What? We went from a cruise to go to Put-in-Bay?
Yeah, well, Burke's not getting on a boat. You know that. You can see that in his face.
Okay.
So, next year, we go to Put-in-Bay during... I don't know. Well, maybe we'll go during the race.
You mean the boat race?
No, there's a car race on Put-in-Bay Island of antique cars. But I will talk to my friend about him loaning us his boat. So we'll be able to go from island to island at the same time.
All right, I'm game with that. I would like the cruise better.
Yeah,
but
Burke kind of ruined the whole cruise thing. That's just Burke.
I could handle it, but whatever. It's like a hotel
that's
room.
cool, though. That's cool, though. I mean,
What do you mean it's like a hotel room?
The cruise ships? Come on. It's like a hotel room. And
No. Do you know how much stuff there is to do on a cruise?
okay, great. You know.
Ooh, this may be a topic for next week.
Here,
we
wait a
could
minute.
take turns throwing each other overboard.
So, in 2 weeks, we have The Fugitive. Oh, look at that.
This is my buddy's car that he races at Put-in-Bay at the antique car show races.
What is that?
That is a Austin Healey Sprite with a Sebring front end. There, I get a front end shot. There
I
you
have
go.
no idea what any of that means.
Oh, look
but
at that
it
bad
looks
boy.
sweet.
It's an old ass British car. The Bug-Eye Sprite you probably have seen and know. This is just the cooler version of it.
Ooh, that is so hot.
All right, I'm down with that.
All right.
I wouldn't mind watching a race at all.
Okay, there we go. I will, over the next week, talk Burke into going on a cruise.
I don't think so.
I think we will talk Burke into going onto a cruise if it's free for him.
Possibly.
So, yeah, I feel like sponsorship is the biggest thing for us right now.
That would be awesome, yes.
Because I think that it would be fabulous to go on a 7-day cruise with Burke and Bob in separate cabins, thankfully.
What about Svetlana?
What?
I said, what about Svetlana?
Huh?
Okay, never mind.
None of us on this channel know what you're talking about.
Your wife.
Oh, that thing.
Sorry, I refer to her as Svetlana because she is a Russian.
Really, please remember that I'm from the Navy, so I call her an anchor.
I mean, I'm good with the cruise. I can save the money. It won't take me long. I'm good with going to Put-in Bay. I'm good with whatever.
Well, we're gonna work this out.
I'm good with.
We're gonna work this out. We know that in 2 weeks we have to watch The Fugitive.
Yes, that's our first prerogative.
I don't have to watch it again. I have the whole movie memorized in my brain.
Yeah, okay.
But I'll watch it again.
There you go. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here. My throat is killing me, and I have to put down some more alcohol.
Your COVID tongue.
It's almost COVID mouth now. You want to see my cancer sores?
Nope.
I think I got one right here. What are you talking about?
Yeah, canker sore,
I don't
man.
want to see anybody's sores.
All right, guys. We're out of here. I will talk at you all later.
You have a good night.
You too. Hey, everyone, go get some ballsies.
There you go.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Get an expert now on TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service, real-time updates only in iOS mobile apps. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.
This podcast is supported by Talkspace.
When my husband came home from his military deployment, readjusting was hard for all of us. Thankfully, I found Talkspace.
Talkspace provides professional support from licensed therapists and psychiatric providers online. Military members, veterans, and their dependents ages 13 and older can get fast access to providers, all from the privacy of their computers or smartphones.
I just answered a few questions online, and Talkspace matched me with a therapist. We meet when it's convenient for me, and I can message her anytime. It was so easy to set up, and they accept TRICARE. Therapy was going so well, my husband and I started seeing a couples therapist through Talkspace too.
Talkspace works with most major insurers, including TRICARE. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com/military. Go to Talkspace.com/military to get started today. That's Talkspace.com/military.